Done.
Hello everybody. Today I am going to discuss the second point in metal-metal transition of ligands, that is the crystal field splitting in octahedral complexes. In last lecture we have discussed about the shape of d orbitals. D orbitals, due to repulsion between the metal electrons and the negatively charged electrons, the d orbitals can be split up into two types. Set A comprises of T2g orbitals and set B comprises of Eg orbitals. Okay. Now the effect of these two kinds of orbitals in the case of crystal field splitting of octahedral complex. Now let us study the octahedral complexes of crystal field splitting. Let us consider the octahedral complex. Consider the octahedral complex formed by combining 6 ligands with one central metal ion. That is, this octahedral complex is formed by central metal ion, which is a cation, that is a positively charged, and which is surrounded by 6 ligands. The diagrammatic representation of this is as follows. This is the 3D diagrammatic representation for octahedral complex, and simple diagram is as like this. Here, this is the central metal ion, which is carries the positive charge, and these are the ligands which are situated at 6 corners. Let us consider here X, here as Y, and here as a Z. Okay. Now the approach of ligands is like that way. This is the ligand first, L1 from here. This is like the ligand second, L2. This is ligand third, L3. This is ligand 4, L4. This is ligand 5, L5, and last ligand is the ligand 6. Okay. Now this is at the center. This is called as central metal ion. Which is a cation and it is a positively charged. These are the ligands which are situated at the corners of a coordinate axis, that is along the x, y and z axis. Now the ligands are assumed to be along the axis, that is of x, y and z. That is, ligands are trying to approach along the axis so as to get greater interaction, strong interaction with the central metal ion. Now consider the formation of this octahedral complex by interaction of 6 ligands with the central metal ion in 2 cases. Which are these 2 cases? Here. Formation of octahedral complex in 2 steps. First is spherical symmetrical field of central metal ion surrounded by ligands. And in second case, what is? When the ligands are surrounded by the ligands are surrounded to a central metal ion. What is the next case? That is the strong interaction of ligands with central metal ion. Okay. Now, in the gaseous free state, the d orbital of a metal ions possess free d electrons, and their arrangement before undergoing the interaction with the ligands is flowchart type, represented as below. Here, already we know the d orbitals which are in when the metal is in isolated state, isolated gaseous state. The d electrons are free. Okay, and the arrangement of these electrons are as follows. Here, first is energy. Okay, now the d orbitals, total d orbitals are 5. We have represented by horizontal line here. That is, first is dxy. Okay, here dyz. Third is dxz. This contributes which set? That is the k2g orbitals. And here dx square minus y square and dz square. Okay, these orbitals are called as Eg orbitals. And all these orbitals are called as free d orbitals, of degenerate. Okay, that is, they possess same energy and equivalent shape. When these 5d orbitals are on interaction with ligands, okay, or in other words, we can easily say that it is when the ligands are approaching to the metal ion, at that moment, what happens? That is the first step, that is the spherical symmetrical field of metal electrons is when surrounded by the ligands. This d orbitals absorbs the energy and gets entered to next higher energy state called as here 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And this energy state is called as a excited state. It is assumed as higher spherical state to be degenerate orbitals when ligands approach to metal ion. One must thing should be taken that is the ligands always approach to metal ions along the axis. That is on which axis? That is on x, y and z axis. Therefore, electron density of which orbitals that present in higher amount along the axis, they possess higher energy. And those orbitals which are lying between the axis, they possess lower energy. Now, from the ground state, which are the degenerate d orbitals of a central metal ion, okay. Now, interaction with these ligands, they are transferred to a excited state, assumed to be a higher spherical state to be degenerate. When strong interaction of ligands takes place along with the central metal ions of orbitals. At that time, what happens here? Here, the splitting of 5d orbitals takes place. Why? Because the electrons from these negatively charged ligands, they possess negative charge, and the electrons of a metal cations, they also have a negative charge. That is, the electrons of metal ions and the electrons from ligands, when they interact with each other, at that time negative charge, there is large repulsion, and due to large repulsion there is strong interaction with ligands with the central metal ion, and that's why the splitting of these d orbitals takes place. Splitting of d orbitals takes place. Okay, in which state? That is, two orbitals which lie along the axis, they are accepted as a higher level, and the three orbital set which lie between the axis, that is x, y and z, they occupy lower position. That is, this is the set and this is the set, and these two orbitals of which category? That is, the orbitals which lie along the axis. Already we have seen along the axis are EG orbitals. Therefore, here EG orbitals possess higher energy. Okay, and those are lying along the axis, and those orbitals which lie between the axis, they occupy lower energy. Okay, that is of T2G orbitals. T2G orbitals, that is of dxy, dyz and dxz. Okay, now one point should be noted that here the center of gravity or the barycenter is kept maintained. That is, it is assumed that this barycenter or center of gravity between the splitting of the d orbitals into EG orbitals and T2G orbitals is kept to be a constant one, and to be maintained constant, the EG orbitals occupy higher energy and that of T2G orbitals occupy the lower energy. It is of lower energy and it is of higher energy. Now, the gap between the two separations of 5d orbitals is known as crystal field stabilization energy. What is this? That is crystal field stabilization energy. Okay. Now, what is the value for this portion? What is the value for this portion, that is the internuclear axis? It is from this portion. How many d orbitals? Therefore, total d orbitals are equal to 5. Okay. How many orbitals can occupy the higher energy? That is 2 orbitals. Remaining how many are? That is 3. Therefore, 3 by 5 into a octahedral, where CFEC stands for crystal field stabilization energy, which is expressed in terms of delta O. Delta O means octahedral, and division of this is, that is equal to 0.6. And this energy is nothing but the crystal field stabilization energy for higher energy orbitals. It may be expressed as, that is 0.6 delta 0 or 6 dq. Okay. Here, as the orbitals are lying on higher energy, the sign is of a positive one. That is, they absorb the energy and goes into higher level. At the same time, the lower energy orbitals are nothing but the T2G orbitals. How many T2G orbitals? That is equal to 3 T2G orbitals lying on the lower energy level. Therefore, here this portion of energy is equal to 0.4 and the sign is negative. That is, they occupy the less energy. Therefore, they are lying at lower energy level. For lower energy, therefore, we have the sign is equal to -4. Okay, then therefore, energy for T2G electrons, that is equal to -4 into the number of electrons. Okay, therefore, the total energy, crystal field stabilization energy is given by, see here, I am writing here, that is total CFSE is given by number of unpaired electrons present on EG orbitals and along with that of T2G orbitals, that is equal to the net sum of what is up from EG orbitals, that is equal to 0.6 plus 0.6 into number of unpaired electrons, okay, plus into minus 0.4 into number of unpaired electrons. Number of unpaired electrons. When you are taking the sum, you get the total crystal field stabilization energy of a octahedral complex. Okay, that comes to be in delta octahedral. When you call it in dq, you have to only replace, in terms of dq, you have to only replace 0.6 by 6 dq. Okay, thus in the octahedral complex, when ligands are approaching to centrometal ion, at that time the repulsion between two kinds of electrons, that is now negatively charged, there is increased, and as the repulsion is increased, therefore they repel to each other, and therefore strong interaction between ligands and centrometal ion takes place, and that's why the d orbitals are splitting now. And those orbitals which have the lower energy, they occupy lower energy section here as a T2G, and those orbitals which are occupying the higher energy, they occupy the upper level. Okay, this is the lower level. Now the question arises that why EG orbitals occupy the higher energy? Because EG orbitals are nothing but which orbitals? That is dxy square minus y square and dz square. These two kinds of orbitals which are lying along the axis, and the specificity of this octahedral complex is that the ligands are approaching along the axis, and therefore the strong interaction takes place along the axis. Therefore, EG orbitals can occupy higher energy and they are lying in a higher level. That of T2G orbitals lie between the axis, therefore they can occupy the less energy. Okay, now the 3D diagram for this octahedral complex is like this. See here. Again I am drawing in this diagram. See here how the 3D diagram can be drawn. See here. This is a Z, this is a X, this is a X, this is a Z, and this is a Y axis. Okay, and the central point is that is the central metal ion. Okay, this is the L1, L2, okay, L3, L4, okay, L5, and here L6. The octahedral complex, the 3D diagram for this octahedral complex is as follows. Now, one more point is remaining, that is the octahedral complex formation is also depends upon how much of the ligands of type, either the ligands of a low field complex or high field complex, or low spin complex or high spin complex. According to that also the type of hybridization is also depends on this value. Now the next point, that is the high spin and low spin complex and distribution of the number of electrons from D1 to D10 according to high spin and low spin complex. It will be studied in next lecture. Thank you.